Hey everybody, it's Tawny. Who else? Sitting in my chair again. So today I want to talk about something that's affecting me right now. And so I wanted to talk about it the moment it kind of happened. So I've jumped out of the shower. We're going to wet hair pajamas this sucker because I kind of want to do it while I'm really feeling it. Sometimes I feel like you can talk best about things when you do. So I want to talk about discouragement and anxiety. Really, this one's going to focus primarily on just kind of being discouraged, and then I will go into a whole bunch of videos about anxiety. So something like it totally sucked. It happened to me today. So I've worked really hard on this YouTube channel. I mean, putting up 2 videos a day, oftentimes more, for over a year now, and the grind and, going through comments manually and approving them, and it has been an awesome grind, and there's so many of you, and it has been so worth it. I was able to recently get monetized, and I was so excited. And after a couple days of being monetized, they demonetized me. No explanation. They took it back, and I can only assume it's because the majority of my videos are not monetizable because they're toy reviews instead of the, education-based stuff. And of course, advertisers don't want to play with sex toys. So, I waited the 30 days that they required, and then I applied again, and this time 10 times as quickly, or more quickly than the first time, they approved me, and I was so excited. And this time it was up for a month. I had a month of monetization with you all. And then today they pulled it again. So no further explanation, a required 30 days of not monetizing where then I can apply again. And it was incredibly discouraging. So it was kind of on top of everything else where, my books aren't getting many sales lately, and it's summer, so it's very slow for a lot of different jobs and things. And discouragement has been coming in a lot of different forms and in a lot of different ways and kind of wearing on me. And I think it's important to understand that there are ways out of feeling discouraged, and that by no means does this mean that I need to stop what I'm doing. By no means does it mean that I need to cease working as hard as I am on these projects because they bring me happiness, and I have seen spikes, and just because I'm discouraged does not mean that that is how it's going to be forever. So for instance, like with my books, when I get a really bad review, it's so easy to just wallow in self-pity. When you do something artistic or you do something and you're pouring a bit of yourself into it and someone hates it, it can feel so terrible. It can feel so terrible. But one of the things that really helped me was I went and found my favorite podcasts, my favorite books, my favorite artists, and I went and I looked at their 1-star reviews. Artists and people that I believe changed my way of looking at books or changed my way of doing things or thinking about things. And I went and I read what people were hatefully saying about their product that I did not believe in, that I didn't agree with. And I realized that in the case of people's opinions on art, that's what they are, is people's opinions. Opinions and reviews are not for you. They're for that person. That's not your only purpose is to produce your product that makes you happy. And it will touch as many people that it can along the way. But you are never going to not find people that do not like what you're doing. There's always going to be haters for everything you're doing, no matter how much love there is. And I realized, with the monetizing, that the money was not what made me happy when it came to making these videos. It was the potential that I was helping people, or the potential that I could help myself by talking through things, or that I could learn more about sex education, about toys, about things like that. And that wasn't why I was doing it. But here are some ways that you can get out of the lull of discouragement that can sometimes pull you from your tasks, your missions, your goals, your love, and kind of do that. One, of course, is the way that I already talked about before. Look at some bad reviews for things that you truly admire, bands that you love, podcasters, bloggers, social, whatever the case. Look up the people that hate them. Read those. Think of how far-fetched that is, because part of that is understanding that people will have far-fetched ideas about things that you truly love, and accepting that and moving on. Another thing, of course, to do is to take a break. Don't ever quit what you're doing if you're discouraged, but take a break and do something that recharges you. Whether that's reading, whether it's writing, whether it's exercise, whether it's taking a nap, whether it's watching your favorite movie, whatever the case, take a break from what is making you feel very discouraged. Just a brief one, and jump back into it. Stepping away from something if you're feeling very overwhelmed and discouraged is completely okay, as long as you do not allow discouragement to cease your productivity. That is something that can just very easily happen. So another thing you can do is, if you've got supportive friends or family that do support whatever it is that you are becoming discouraged about, whether it is weight loss, again, or a creative project or work or whatever the case, talk to someone who admires you. Because although it might seem like you're just looking for attention, we are here for each other and we admire each other. And you should have people in your life that are able to look at you and go, "You're doing amazing. I love the work you do. I can't wait to see where it goes. Don't stop now. It's amazing." The power of having someone just give you their faith and their support can sometimes really scare some of that discouragement away. I also recommend, some of you might think this is silly, but you're sitting here watching to this video right now. So, not that silly. Motivational things. Honestly, maybe this video helped you. Maybe there's a movie like Yes Man, or what is that awesome one? The Walter Mitty one. That one always makes me feel so motivated after I watch it. Find something, it could be a podcast, it could be music, something that motivates you, something that pumps you up. Do not allow yourself to wallow in that self-pity, in that discouragement, in that quitter's mentality. Just pump it up. And even if afterwards you feel even more anxiety or sadness, it doesn't matter. You have tried to do something good for your mind. You're going to recognize that the words that you heard in that movie or in that podcast or in that self-help YouTube video are going to resonate with you in a moment where that anxiety and that stress and that sadness is not dominant. There will be a point in time where they alleviate to some degree, and those words and the methods and the things that you listen to will slowly start to leak through there, and you will be able to do them. So it's important to understand that discouragement happens to everyone. It is weighing very heavily on me right now. So thank you for allowing me to yap about my thoughts about it and how I plan to battle it. And we are going to just keep trucking on, because nothing can stop us on here, and I have no intention of going anywhere. And feeling defeated doesn't mean that I am. So don't forget to subscribe, friends. Don't forget to let me know about your own journeys. Comment on these. I go through, I manually decide whether they get to stay or go. So come share your opinions, and thank you all so much.